Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Witsup Weekly Grind. I'm your friendly host today, Steph Hansen, Chief of Witsup. Uh, how are you all doing? We're living in a freaky kind of place at the moment. I was recently at the Mooloolaba Tri over the weekend, and I was supposed to stay in the Sunshine Coast until Wednesday. However, to be completely honest with you, I didn't feel comfortable staying, not because I was worried about getting sick, or it was more that I just had this sense of urgency to be at home, to be with Brady, for Frankie to have her dad around, and also we are seeing how quickly things are changing globally. And I thought the best thing for us and for, I guess, our community was for us, to be at home. So we quickly jumped on a flight Monday morning and got in late last night. Eventually, by the time we caught buses and trains and planes and everything and got home late last night. Personally, haven't slept very well just because my mind is ticking over and over and over just about things that are happening, what the world looks like, what the world of triathlon looks like, and to be selfish, what the world of Witsup looks like at the moment. Our morning, we got up and went to the supermarket because, well, a couple of reasons. Brett hadn't stocked the shelves or the fridge or anything. He's typically our main grocery shopper. But as he wasn't expecting us home until Wednesday, the cupboards were bare. So we went up to the supermarket. And I don't know, I just, it's a weird place. It's a weird atmosphere at the moment, a weird vibe. But I guess I wanted to make people feel comfortable. So I, tried to speak to some of the checkout people and just to say, how you doing? Because I think they're copping a lot of heat at the moment, which is unjustified. It's not fair. So I just wanted to make sure that they knew that, that we understand that they're doing a job and they are in a pretty tough position at the moment. While I'm at it, I wanted to see how you guys are doing. Please share your thoughts with us. Kate Somerville has just said it's weird. It is very, very weird. And I think we're talking well beyond the weirdness of not having races and things to train for. It's just it's a weird situation for us all to be in, the wider community. Jordan Blanco's just tuned in. Hi, Jordan. I believe that is San Fran in a bit of a lockdown period. What stage are you in at the moment? I think Australia is a little bit behind. Very much behind Europe and UK, and I'm not too sure what's happening across the US. It's really hard. You get a lot of social media can be fantastic. You get a lot of information, but sometimes it's information overload. And I read things and I think, oh shit, we need to be doing this. But then I realize that that's actually in the States or in the UK or in Europe. But then I'm thinking, well, that's what we need to be preparing for. So personally, I am trying to get the jump on things and I'm trying to stay home as much as possible now that I am actually home. Neither Frankie nor I are sick, but we're just trying to do our part. Now, Jordan has just said, yep, asked to stay at home for all but the essentials. And I think if you, and businesses that are not essential are closed. So it looks like the US are a couple of steps ahead of Australia and New Zealand in terms of leaving your house, going about your daily life. And I just think we need to. It's not about us as an individual. It's not about us getting sick ourselves. It's about us. What they're saying is flattening the curve and helping to prevent spreading of this coronavirus. So that means try and stay at home as much as possible. If you can, avoid social interaction as much as possible. Jordan has just said we can still run and ride outside, but all gyms and bars have been closed. Restaurants are doing takeout only. And I think we're seeing a bit of that here in Australia as well. I mean, I can only really speak about Melbourne at the moment and what I sort of witnessed this morning. I think, I just think do your part. It's more than just making sure you've got clean hands and not spitting or coughing on anyone. Just think about, we don't know enough about this virus to be making general assumptions. So we don't know if this virus can remain dormant in a human and then start to show signs of it being alive. So I just think minimize your interaction with others and just do your best in terms of looking after your community, because this is not just about a small community. This is about the entire world. Just hi to Tifa. Sorry I didn't get to see you in Mooloolaba. Hi to Beck Brinley, who has just tuned in, Jackie Allen, and Paul Healy, who is always a constant supporter of what we're doing. Now, to be honest, I just wanted to get on here and have a chat with each other. I think one of the most important things with what we have done with Witsup is we have created a community online, but also, in real life as well. And what's important to me is that we continue with this community, and that is obviously going to be online. So I think it's important to share stories, to support each other. I've unfortunately heard some, some selfish people say things, and I have heard this myself. This is not hearsay. I did hear this when I was in Queensland. I'm not worried about getting sick. Why do I need to stay away from other people? And it's a completely selfish way of looking at this. I guess my number one tip is just don't be a dick. Be a good human. We can be smart about this and do our very best to help prevent the spread of it, or the speed of the spread of this. And I'm by no means an expert. I know a little bit about swim, bike, run. I know nothing about infectious diseases. So I implore you to make sure that you stay up to date with your local governments, local health professionals, and make sure you're listening to them. Don't worry about what your favorite social media influencer is saying, although some are sharing some really cool things, but just please make sure you sift through the bullshit and listen to your local authorities and professionals. They are the ones who we need to be listening to. Now, Jo Coombe has just tuned in and she has nailed already what one of the things I want to talk about while I am here. She has said, let's form a Witsup Zwift team. And yes, Jo, this is one of the things that we will be looking at doing. I've been chatting to the Zwift team for quite a while. For those of you who don't know, we were doing a little bit of work with Zwift in Kona last year. And I actually had a chat with them last week about a couple of plans for the year. Those bigger plans, I'm not too sure how they're going to look right now, just because of the state of play of the world at the moment. However, what I do know that we can do is start some Witsup rides. And I've got a couple of ideas that I've already thrown at the Zwift team, and we're going to try to get those started as soon as possible. I need to catch up with those guys as well. Hi, Ailey. Ailey Payne has said that she is in. But what I need to know from you guys is what time works well for you. It's really hard because we are a global brand. It's really hard to try and hit every corner of the globe. Although if people aren't working at the moment, then maybe you'll be at home at the time that we can organise something. Jordan has just said meetups are so fun and super easy to organise in the Theirs group. Yes, we've got that kind of style planned, and I've got a couple of professionals who I want to talk to as well, and we're going to see if we can sort something out with some of the pros as well. So stay tuned. I'm hoping to get these sorted as soon as possible, but obviously we're just a little bit hand-tied with how we can get things, under control in a short amount of time. So please just leave me a note below. It's going to help me with my organising. What kind of time frames would be great for you to join us on a Witsup ride? Just leave it in the comments section let me know. Would really appreciate your feedback. Hello to Kirstie Howardson. How are you doing? How are you in this crazy, crazy time? Now, just a little bit further on the whole coronavirus thing. I just wanted to say I felt a little bit guilty after, I don't know if you didn't see, we hosted a panel interview after Ironman New Zealand, and I kind of took the piss a little bit out of this whole coronavirus thing. I started the show drinking a Corona. At the time I thought it was funny, but at the time things hadn't got as bad as they are now. So I wanted to apologize about that. In saying that, though, the way that we're going to sort of tackle the coronavirus thing is listen to the authorities and the experts and professionals. But humor is a great way to get through these kind of things. And I've always used humor as a defense mechanism, but I've always used humor as a means of getting by and coping with certain things. So I will be using humor to cope with this whole coronavirus situation. If it's offensive, I don't mean to cause offense. I'm just trying. Humor can bring people together. So take it for what it is, as a joke. Okay, Kirstie Howardson. Kirstie has just said she's a science teacher, so spending a lot of time debunking myths. Kirstie, can you give me one of the myths that you've heard and give us, debunk it for me while we're here live, and I can, I was going to say, spread the news. Spread's probably not the greatest choice of words at the moment. But anyway, Jordan has also said it was funny. Who knew Trump claimed it was under control? That's also a joke. It turns out Trump may not know what he's talking about. Paul Healy, how do you think the Ironman cancellations will affect the Ironman World Champs qualifying, etc.? Fantastic question. Before I answer that question, if you haven't seen, we have Ironman have made a global statement. Challenge Family made a global statement. We just posted it about an hour ago, but that came through into our inbox late last night. And the ITU World Triathlon board have also released a statement as well. It's all on the Witsup website, and you can click through to different websites with different updates and information. I've just got word that Ironman Australia, 70.3 Port Macquarie, both held on the same day in early May, it has been, Joe Coombe, cancelled. I just don't have the link with me at the moment. Cancelled or postponed. Joe Coombe, can you remind me what that was? Challenge Shepparton has been postponed until October 11th of this year. So Challenge Shepparton, which was set to be run on the 5th of April, will be run on October the 11th, which is Ironman World Championships in Kona weekend. And I was chatting to Belinda Granger, pro liaison of the Challenge family, last night about it. And the thing is, yes, it's not ideal, obviously, to have it on the same weekend as Ironman World Championships, but full kudos to the Challenge team and the greater city of Shepparton. Do you call it a city? Town of Shepparton? What do you call it? Not too sure. But it will be run on the weekend of the Ironman World Championships, and that is completely okay because, here's a hint, not everyone goes to Kona. Not all the pros go to Kona. Not all the age groupers go to Kona. So there's actually nothing wrong, I think, in my opinion, having the Challenge Shepparton racing the same weekend as Kona. But also it's fantastic to see that they could postpone it. I think one of the things that we forget is putting on an event is a lot of work. There's a lot of working parts in terms, like anything from getting race entries to road closures, working with the local councils and governments, and blah 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 blah. So fantastic that they could pull that together and postpone until October. Well done. Joe has said, "Will not go ahead as planned," was the wording for Ironman Australia. So I think we can say that it is not happening. We just don't know if it's cancelled or postponed. Two very different things, but make sure you keep an eye on the Ironman website updates. Mel Marsh has also said that Ironman Cairns, yes, that has been cancelled. Ironman Cairns, Ironman 70.3 Cairns in June's has been won't go ahead as scheduled, but we don't know if it's been postponed or cancelled. Jordan, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it always with your support. I will chat to you again soon. Who else was I going to have a quick chat to? Just click on that link that Joe Coombe has put in the comments below. We'll give you a little bit more information. Where am I up to? You should see my notebook. You should see my house at the moment. We got home last night and there is shit everywhere. All my shit. Brett's the tidiest man in the world, but I just come home and go, I haven't even had a shower today. Look, I'm wearing a black bra under a light grey t-shirt. That's how disorganised I feel at the moment. Okay, back to Paul, actually. Paul, what did you say? Let's just have a quick look back to Paul. How do you think... Oh, that's right above my head, sorry, in front of my face. And I know you all want to see my face. How do you think Ironman cancellations will affect the Ironman World Championship qualifying, etc.? I feel pretty positive saying that no one really knows at the moment. It's a great question. I tried to talk to as many people as I could while I was in Mooloolaba. The Mooloolaba triathlon, Mooloolaba, one of the hardest towns to say here in Australia, is run by the Ironman crew. So there's a lot of Ironman representatives there, and then there's also a lot of the ITU representatives there as well. And I think both. No one really knows what's going to happen with the Ironman World Championships in terms of qualifying, and I'm sure that they're working hard behind the scenes trying to figure it out. But we don't know. Everything's changing hourly at the moment. So all I can say is I wish them luck in trying to figure it out. But I think the best bet at the moment is not to commit to anything in terms of qualifying processes because we need to see what rolls out globally over the coming weeks, if not months. Same thing goes with the Olympics. This is an Olympic year. And not all the teams have been picked. Australia, we don't know if we have 3 slots for the Olympics or 2 slots for the Olympics. So a lot of things up in the air. I think time will tell. And right now, I don't think it is the number one priority. They will get to that, and I'm sure we will hear as soon as we all know a little bit more. But great question, Paul. And if once I hear something a little bit more solid, I will let you guys know. Do we have any other comments at the moment? Please keep sending them through. Oh, sorry, Ailey Payne, I just saw Ultraman Australia has been cancelled as well. Now, just on the cancellations, I think maybe a couple of weeks ago or maybe a week ago when cancellations started to happen, people were getting a little bit frustrated. From what I saw on social media, I think you're allowed to be a little bit upset that they got cancelled, but then it's about turning it around pretty quickly and moving on because obviously there's a lot more at play at the moment. I don't think that training is ever wasted. Obviously, you know, as an age grouper, you'll be training for, for whatever reasons, for whatever reason you are wanting to race. But at the end of the day, you're fit and healthy from your training, and that is a massive silver lining. Like Joe has just said, I feel sorry for the pros who would directly lose money from races not going ahead, and that's kind of the key. I feel bad for the pros as well. I also feel for event organisers, not so much the big ones who earn a packet, but have a think. I saw something posted, I don't know where it was from, but I saw something posted earlier that if a small business is putting on an event, a run, a triathlon, whatever it might be, and has had to cancel, if you're complaining about your entry fee, I get it. We all sink money into the sports that we love, but think about the event organizer who is losing a shitload of money if they have to pay back all of those race entries. If you can afford to just say goodbye to that money, say goodbye to it. And I'm talking about the small races. I don't want to get involved with race entries that have been paid for at big events. I'm sure they will come up with some kind of deferral program. But have a think about those small events who are run by small businesses, small families putting on events that we all love, that we're all fighting to race for. Because if they have to pay back all that money, there's a very good chance that race will never go ahead again. So just keep that in mind. If you can afford to forego a little bit of money for the greater good, just keep that in mind. Now, I want to go back to Kirstie Howardson, who is a science teacher who's just checked in. And I'm going to put this up on the screen. Just give me a sec. Whoa, that's a big message. Okay. 1, kids can't get it. Generally less vulnerable to serious. So these are some myths that Kirstie has heard out there. 1, kids can't get it. Generally less vulnerable to serious infection. 2, if you get it, you will die. Death rate is around 3%, which is still a lot of people. 3, schools will get shut. Not yet, but maybe. 4, antibiotics will stop it. It's a virus, not a bacteria. I think that is a constant conversation that we need to be having about viruses versus bacteria. And generally the consensus is that they understand more than we think, and it is a great opportunity to talk empathy, disease, healthcare systems, etc. So thank you very much, Kirstie. If you have any other comments, please drop them down below. I don't understand the one about the kids not getting it. From what I understand, from what I've seen, kids get freaking every illness. So I don't know about that. Thank you for taking the time for sharing those myths. Mel, and all the small towns and businesses. Yes. So, okay, so here's where we're at. Sorry. Allison's just said, fit and healthy from training keeps you in a group less at risk to the virus. Here's the small silver lining. And that is so true as well. If you are fit and healthy, there is a lot less of a chance of you getting this virus, from what I understand. But it doesn't mean I don't believe that you're any. I just think just stay away from groups at the moment, because it's more than just you getting the virus. It's about how that virus spreads. Now, where was I? Okay, so what does it mean for Witsup? Shouldn't do that because you can really see that dark black bra. What does it... also, by the way, how many times do you touch your face during the day? I do it all the time. I've got to try not to. Okay, what does it mean for Witsup? So I haven't slept for the last few nights because my brain has been racing. What can we do with Witsup? We do have a strong online community. We want to keep serving that online community. But full disclosure, I need to figure out how we are a small business. We are a very, very small business. How am I going to continue to earn money during this time where a lot of our content is derived from being at events, at races, talking about races? The Witsup Weekly Grind has got a lot to do with talking about the races that just happened. So I've been making a lot of notes, and we will be ramping up our content. There's a lot that I can do from home, which is fantastic. I can sit here and chat to you all day about different things. We can get people to sign in and everything. However, how can Witsup continue to earn money is a real stress for us, to be completely honest. And obviously, I think that's more of the reason why I haven't been able to sleep the last couple of nights. And I know that I'm not the only one in this boat. This is for so many people out there who run their own business, who work casually. The professional triathletes are all in the same boat. How are we going to continue to earn money during, I guess, this crisis? We don't know how long it's going to go for. Paul has just said this probably means a lot of emails from Ironman Asia Pacific Media Manager. Absolutely. So, like I said, I've got a few ideas, and I'm hoping to start rolling these out by the end of the week. There will be obviously a lot of online content, video content that we will be rolling out. But I need a couple of things from you guys, and that is I need topics. What do you want to hear about? I'm not here. This is probably going to be one of the only times that we're going to talk about coronavirus, because I don't want to add to all of the noise. So basically, we're going to continue on doing what we can do during this time. So what topics do you want to hear about? What athletes do you want to hear from? It could be nutrition. We can still talk about training. Sometimes you might not be able to do training, but we can still talk about it. There's plenty of things that we can talk about in the world of triathlon and women in sport in general. But leave a comment below. Let me know what you or who you want to hear from, what you want to hear about, who you want to hear from. Let me know, and I will figure out different ways of bringing content to you. In saying that, now, I need to be really clear about this. This is only directed at people who can afford it. Okay? So this is just for people who can afford this. If money for you at the moment is not an issue, you're not worried about losing out on a few weeks of work, and you can afford it, what we need from our followers and for Witsup to continue, because it's a real worry if there's no events happening. I mean, we're up to June now here in Australia, and they've said that Cairns will not go ahead. That's months of racing that we cannot get to. What we need from you, if you can afford it, is to jump on to the Witsup Patreon page. Alison has just said we need to Patreon for all your work. We need you to jump on to our Witsup Patreon page and essentially subscribe and become a member. Our lowest tier is $5, and that is $5 US a month. And hopefully to you that doesn't mean very much, but if we can get a whole bunch of supporters to jump on and become a patron, you would be helping us out a lot, because I'm rather concerned as to what Witsup looks like in the coming months. I plan on bringing you plenty of content. I've got some I think it's cool ideas. I'm sure you guys will let me know. I've got lots of ideas. This brain is going crazy right now, but we 100% need your support. So I wonder, can I put in, hang on, just wondering if I can write the website. I'm not too sure if I can add links. I will add a link in the description. Oh no, hang on, here we go. Does this work? No. The page is Patreon, patreon.com/Witsup. Jump on board there. Please consider becoming a patron. You'd be really helping us out and helping us to survive and continue bringing you some different and unique content. Thank you, Mel Marsh has just typed it up there. Thank you, I appreciate it. Mel is one of our top tiered patrons, and she happened to be at our Witsup TV show or Facebook Live show in New Zealand. We definitely plan on doing more of those in the future, but that might be in the distant future when we're all sitting on the same couch. But in the meantime, I'd love to bring you that kind of style virtually, and that is definitely one of our plans. Someone has just said bring back Jess Learmonth. So, and also, Kirstie, you spelled it wrong. You've written it Learmouth, I mean. It is Learmonth. So we had planned to catch up with Jess when we were in Mooloolaba. We were going to do our Witsup Weekly Grind Saturday afternoon. But unfortunately, Jess did not race Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, because she was sick. Not corona sick. She was, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say. only because I don't know if she has said it publicly. So all I'll say is that she was sick, she's not pregnant, and she's not, and it's not from coronavirus. I can definitely confirm that. We did plan on having Jess because the people have spoken and they love Jess. So I 100% plan to bring her back. So we will be catching up with her. Hopefully she doesn't know that yet, but hopefully we'll catch up with her soon. I'm just going to let everything sort of peter out maybe this week. A lot of the athletes had to hightail it back home from Australia. Jess and the rest of the crew had been training in Queensland for a little while leading into the Mooloolaba World Cup. So they then had to pack up their life and get home pretty quick to the UK or wherever they were. What else can I tell you at the moment? I'm just having a look at some other things. Yeah, any ideas, topics that you want us to talk about, please let me know. Thank you for tuning in. I might just stay here for another couple of minutes, see if anyone else has any questions or any ideas that we can talk about. Once again, you can see on the screen here, this. To be completely honest, in order for Witsup to continue, we need your help. But this is only for people who can afford it. Please, only people who can afford it. Jump on the Patreon page and please become a patron. It costs you only $5 a month. Can you see me going red? I'm actually going red because I hate asking for this kind of thing. But it's fact. It is how it is. And I know that we are not the only people who are in this situation. Joshy. Thanks, mate. Look at this legend. Love your work, Steph. Going to Patreon for sure. Thank you so much, Josh. Really appreciate it. Josh couldn't afford it. He just won Geelong. He's rolling in it. Thank you. Really appreciate it, Josh. And really appreciate you tuning in as well. If jump on Josh's Instagram page, he's hilarious. But he posted a photo of him and Ash as Ash was racing on the weekend and had a great race, finishing in third at the. Haven't even talked about the race at the Mooloolaba World Cup. And I commented underneath and just said, I love watching these two go about their business. And his response was, lucky the curtains were closed. So I stepped right into that one. But it's really interesting. Ash had kind of an up and down 12 months last year, or probably extending past last year, with changes in coaches and so on and so forth. And I've just been really interested in watching Josh and Ash make it. It looks like, from my point of view, that it's just made them so much stronger. And Josh has been helping Ash with training and preparing for races, and something is working. Ash had a great start to the season at Mooloolaba World Cup. And they seem to be going from strength to strength. So it's great to see. So really appreciate your support, Josh. Mel has just said that he just bought an impressive ring. So maybe he doesn't have that much money. Ka-ching. And thank you for saying don't feel bad for asking. Yes, I need to get over that, and I will. This is going on. Once again, I always say this. Always say it. There's not much to talk about, so this is going to be super quick. But then people start talking to me, and then I get excited and just start talking a lot. Nadine has just checked in, another one of our Witsup, top-tiered Witsup supporters, and so has Mel Saltil, another one of our top-tiered Witsup supporters. So thank you so much. Once again, I'm going to love you and leave you. I would like to hear your thoughts on the kind of topics you'd like to hear about. Keep in mind, we've got access to a lot of athletes, a lot of experts in their fields. I do have a lot of ideas, so I will hopefully be rolling those out. I need to know what time Zwifting would work for you. I need to know if you don't have Zwift. I've got a couple of ideas on how you can get involved with some virtual riding as well. That's me over and out. At the end of the day, I'm going to say it like one of the best humans in the world says, Ellen DeGeneres, be kind to one another. It's more important now than ever. Listen to your local authorities, listen to your professionals, sift through the bullshit out there because there's a lot, and just look after yourselves and one another. I'll be checking back in again pretty soon. Leave us a message. Peace out for now.